check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Ever wondered how to be a gentleman on your first date? Step 1. Punctuality. Punctuality, the forgotten virtue. It's the first impression you make, and trust me, it's a lasting one. Arriving on time says, hey, I respect you and value your time. It's a sign of thoughtfulness, consideration, and reliability. Now I know what you're thinking, but isn't being fashionably late a thing? Well, let me burst your bubble. Being fashionably late only works if you're a Hollywood A-lister strutting down a red carpet. On a first date, it's a no-no. You're not just late, you're sending a message that your time is more important than theirs. Not a great start, right? So, here's a tip. Plan ahead, anticipate traffic, leave early if you must. Make punctuality your priority. It's the least glamorous yet most significant step towards being a gentleman. Remember, fashionably late is only fashionable in Hollywood. Moving on to our second tip. Chivalry isn't dead, it's just on life support. In today's world, it's easy to forget the importance of small, chivalrous gestures. But let me tell you, these gestures can make a world of difference. Think about it. Holding the door open, pulling out the chair before she sits down, offering your jacket when it's chilly. These are not grandiose actions of a bygone era, but simple courtesies that show respect and consideration. But remember, subtlety is key. You don't want to come off as a wannabe knight, rescuing damsels from imaginary dragons. There's a fine line between being a gentleman and appearing like you're auditioning for a role in a Shakespearean play. So yes, be chivalrous but keep it real, don't overdo it. Subtlety is the name of the game. Third point on our gentleman's guide, put the phone down. Now this might sound like an obvious one, but you'd be surprised at how many people forget this simple rule of thumb. Being present and attentive on a date is crucial. It sends a clear message. Hey, I'm interested in you and what you have to say. And let's be honest, nothing screams I'd rather be somewhere else louder than scrolling through your phone while your date is talking. It's almost like saying sorry, but this cat video is way more interesting than our conversation. And trust me, that's not the message you want to convey. So, unless there's an emergency or you're waiting on a call from the president, your phone should be on silent and out of sight. Remember, your Instagram feed can wait, your date shouldn't have to. Scene script, tip number 4, conversation. It's a two-way street, not a monologue. Now, if your idea of a conversation is taking a deep breath at the start of the date and then not inhaling until dessert, we need to have a chat. Conversation is an art, and like any great masterpiece, it requires balance, thoughtfulness, and a dash of creativity. Think of it as a game of tennis. You serve a topic, she returns with her thoughts, and you volley back with your own. If you hog the ball, the game ends, and so does your chance at a second date. Active listening is the unsung hero of any great conversation. It's not just about waiting for your turn to speak, it's about fully engaging with what your date is saying, showing interest, and responding thoughtfully. Remember, you're not a walking, talking autobiography, you're there to learn about her too. Next up, asking thoughtful questions. Now, I'm not talking about interrogating your date like you're a detective and she's a suspect. I'm talking about showing genuine curiosity. Ask about her passions, her dreams, her favorite movies. But keep it light. If she wanted a psychoanalysis session, she'd have booked an appointment with a therapist, not a date with you. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, dominating the conversation. If you're the type who can talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles, that's impressive, but not ideal for a first date. Remember, it's not a competition to see who can talk more, it's about sharing and connecting. So if you find yourself on a roll, take a breather, ask her opinion, and give her the floor. A date is not a lecture, and you're not a professor. Unless you are, in which case, leave the lecturing in the classroom. In conclusion, a conversation is a delicate dance of words, a give and take. So don't step on your partner's toes by hogging the spotlight. Remember, a good conversation is like a good jazz tune, it's all about the rhythm. And finally, the most important tip of all, be yourself. Unless you're naturally a jerk, then be someone nicer. Authenticity is the name of the game. It's like the secret sauce that adds flavor to your personality. But remember, authenticity doesn't mean you have the green light to be rude or insensitive. That's not cool, not at all. So, if you're someone with a natural flair for sarcasm, remember to dial it down a notch. You're trying to impress, not oppress. Keep in mind that your date is not a punching bag for your wit, but a person deserving of kindness and respect. A rule of thumb: be as genuine as you can, but always be considerate. Show them the real you, just the version that's on its best behavior. Because at the end of the day, it's a first date, not a job interview for the role of lifetime partner. keep it light, keep it fun. So there you have it, folks. Your crash course in not crashing and burning on your first date. We've navigated the treacherous waters of punctuality, reminding you that being fashionably late isn't always fashionable. We've dusted off chivalry, proving it's not dead, just occasionally forgotten. We've declared a no-phone zone because nothing says, "I'm interested in you," like not Instagramming your dinner. We've jammed to the rhythm of conversation, where the only thing worse than a one-man band is a one-man monologue. And lastly, we've championed the cause of being yourself. Unless, of course, you're a jerk, then we kindly suggest being someone else. This first date survival guide is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole world of dating do's and don'ts out there waiting to be explored. For more love life-saving tips, tune in next time. And remember, romance is a dance, not a sprint.